फ्रेंड्स वेलकम टू माई चैनल। आजकेर आलोचनार विषय हलो प्रिभियास ईयर कोश्चेन्स अफ 17th and 18th सेंचुरी नन फिक्शनल प्रोज। आज के आमी এই সাবজেক্টের প্রিভিয়াস ইয়ারের ব্রিফ কোশ্চেনগুলো নিয়ে ডিসকাস করব 2012 থেকে 2017 পর্যন্ত। আই হোপ আপনারা এই কোশ্চেনগুলো ফলো করলে অনেকটা উপকৃত হবেন। আপনাদের অনেকের রিকোয়েস্ট থাকা সত্ত্বেও আমি অন্যান্য ভিডিওগুলো দিয়েছি, যেহেতু আপনারা অনেকেই রিকোয়েস্ট করেছিলেন যে প্রিভিয়াস ইয়ার ব্রিফ কোশ্চেন নিয়ে ভিডিও করতে। সো আমি আপনাদের সুবিধার্থে এই ভিডিওগুলো তৈরি করলাম। এখানে সব সাবজেক্টের এই প্রিভিয়াস ইয়ারের ব্রিফ কোশ্চেনগুলো নিয়ে আমি আলোচনা করছি অন্যান্য ভিডিওতে, সো আপনারা সেগুলো দেখতে পারেন। আজকে এই ভিডিওতে আমি 17th and 18th সেঞ্চুরি নন ফিকশনাল প্রজের ব্রিফ কোশ্চেনগুলো নিয়ে ডিসকাস করব। সো আর দেরি না করে আমি শুরু করছি। 2012-তে যে কোশ্চেনগুলো এসেছিল, হোয়াট ইজ রিগার্ডেড অ্যাজ দ্য প্রিসিয়াস লাইফ ব্লাড অফ এ মাস্টার স্পিরিট বাই মিল্টন। এ গুড বুক ইজ দ্য প্রিসিয়াস লাইফ ব্লাড অফ এ মাস্টার স্পিরিট। হু ইজ দ্য বিলিভার অফ দ্য ম্যাক্সিম এ পেনি সেভড ইজ এ পেনি গড। স্যার অ্যান্ড্রু ফ্রিপোর্ট ইজ দ্য বিলিভার অফ দ্য ম্যাক্সিম এ পেনি সেভড ইজ এ পেনি গড। The most heterogeneous ideas are yoked by violence together. Who wrote this and why? Johnson wrote the sentence, the most heterogeneous ideas are yoked by violence and together to describe the concept used by the metaphysical poets. What kind of odes is Cowley write? Cowley wrote Periodicals. Who was the editor of the Spectator? Richard Steele was the editor of the Spectator. What is pragmatism? Pragmatism means considering only the practical consequence of an action as the basis for judging its value. What type of region, according to Bacon, should be selected for new colonization? According to Bacon, pure region where people are not displanted should be selected for new colonization. When, according to Bacon, should a man marry? According to Bacon, a young man should not marry now and an elder man should not marry at all. Why does Milton? What is Magna Carta? Magna Carta is a charter agreed by King John of England at Runnymede on 15th June 1215. 2013-তে যে কোশ্চেনগুলো এসেছিল সেই কোশ্চেনগুলো নিয়ে এখন আমি ডিসকাস করব। Why did Bacon compare truth to pearl? Bacon compares truth to a pearl because it is best shown in broad daylight. What is the most ordinary cause of single life? The most ordinary cause of a single life is personal liberty. What was the name of the periodical started by Steele in 1709? The name of the periodical started by Richard Steele in 1709 was the Tatler. Who was the famous biographer of Samuel Johnson? James Boswell was the famous biographer of Samuel Johnson. Number I is what Periodic odes did Cowley paraphrase? Cowley paraphrased Olympic ode and Nemean ode. Who are the metaphysical poets? According to Johnson, the metaphysical poets are a group of 17th century British poets including John Donne, George Herbert, Richard Crashaw, Andrew Marvell, and Henry Vaughan. Who wrote the book The Advancement of Learning? Francis Bacon wrote the book The Advancement of Learnings. When and where did the East India Company set its trading posts in India? The East India Company sets its first trading post in Surat in 1619, Madras in 1639, Bombay in 1668 and Calcutta in 1690. Next, 2014-তে আসা কোশ্চেনগুলো। What is the name of satire written by Cowley? The name of the satire written by Cowley is The Puritan and Papist. What is the aim of the Spectator? The aim of the Spectator is to enliven morality with wit and to temper wit with morality. What is Soho Square? Soho Square is a square in Soho, London, England. This is the place where Sir Roger lives when he is in the town. What is the essay of Plato about? What is the essay of Plantation about? The essay of Plantation is about the The do's and don'ts of colonization. How many kinds of love are mentioned by Bacon in Of Love? Bacon mentioned three kinds of love in Of Love. They are nuptial love, friendly love, and wanton love. Why is a married man hostage to the fortune? A married man is hostage to the fortune because his wife and children are impediments to great enterprises, either of virtue or mischief. Who drafted and introduced the East India Bill? Charles James Fox drafted and introduced the East India Bill. When did Edmund Burke give the speech on the East India Bill? Burke delivered his first famous speech on Fox East India Bill on 1st December 1783. Next 2015 থেকে আসা কোশ্চেনগুলো। What are the three roles played by a wife in different stages of life? A mistress to a young husband, a companion for a middle-aged husband, a nurse to an old man. What is the most ordinary cause of single life? The most ordinary cause of a single life is personal liberty. What kind of writing is The Guardian by Cowley? The Guardian by Cowley is a comedy. What type of composition is The Life of Cowley? The Life of Cowley by Samuel Johnson is a biography and critical work of Cowley. What is Magna Carta? Magna Carta is a charter agreed by King John of England at Runnymede on 15 June 1250. What is the aim of the Spectator? The aim of the Spectator is to enliven morality with wit and to temper wit with morality. What were the East India Company's official formally called? The East India Company, formerly called the Governor and the Company of Merchants of London, trading into the English East Indies, and the United Company of Merchants of England, trading to the East Indies 1708 to 1873. What is the Tatler? The Tatler was a periodical launched in London by the essayist Sir Richard Steele in April 1709. Why is not an unmarried man a good citizen? According to Bacon, an unmarried man is not a good citizen because he is likely to run away and turn into a fugitive. Who are the metaphysical poets? According to Johnson, the metaphysical poets are a group of 17th century British poets including John Donne, George Herbert, Richard Crawshay, Andrew Marvell, and Henry Vaughan. এরপরে আছে 2016 থেকে আসা কোশ্চেনগুলো। নাম্বার 8 এ আছে হোয়াট টাইপ অফ লাভ আর মেনশনড বাই বেকন ইন হিজ এসে অফ লাভ? দে আর nuptial লাভ, ফ্রেন্ডলি লাভ, অ্যান্ড wanton লাভ. Who was Pilate? Pontius Pilate was the Roman governor of Judea from AD 26 to 36, serving under Emperor Tiberius. He is most known for his involvement in condemning Jesus to death on a cross. What is superior of taking revenge? The act of ignoring a wrong without taking revenge is superior to the act of taking revenge. এটা ফ্রান্সিস বেকনের অফ রিভেঞ্জ থেকে এই কোশ্চেনটা এসেছে মূলত। Why did Sir Roger de Cavalry remain a bachelor? Sir Roger remains a bachelor at the age of 56 because he was crossed in love by a widow in his youth. How old is Sir Roger de Cavalry now? Sir Roger de Cavalry is now 56 years old. What is the Spectators Club? The Spectators Club is a club of 7 members. They are the Spectator, Sir Roger de Cavalry, a lawyer, Sir Andrew Freeport, Captain Sentry, Will Honeycomb, and the clergyman. What was the name of the epic poem that Cowley attempted to write? The name of the epic poem that Cowley attempted to write was the Davidius. Who is the father of criticism mentioned in the life of Cowley? Dryden is the father of criticism mentioned in the life of Cowley. What type of work is the Love's Riddle? The Love's Riddle is a comedy. What is the main target of Burke's speech on the East India Bill? The main target of Edmund Burke's speech on the East India Bill was the abuses of East India Company's authority in India. Who was Edmund Burke? Edmund Burke was an Anglo-Irish statesman and political philosopher. He is a well-known orator and author. What is East India Charter? East India Charter was an act of the Parliament of the United Kingdom which renewed the charter issued to the British East India Company and continued the company's rule in India. Who was Tacitus? Tacitus was a senator and an historian of the Roman Empire. What does Bacon mean by the term plantation? By the term plantation, Bacon means colonization. Who are the impediments to great enterprise according to Bacon? According to Bacon, wife and children are the impediments to great enterprise. Who inherited Sir Roger's property? Captain Sentry inherited Sir Roger's property. A penny saved is a penny got. Who is the believer of the maxim? Sir Andrew Freeport is the believer of the maxim. A penny saved is a penny got. What did Sir Roger do to beautify the inside of his church? Sir Roger beautified the inside of his church with several lines from the Bible, given a handsome pulpit cloth, and railed in the communion table at his own expense. What kind of words did Cowley write? Cowley wrote Periodicals. Who first coined the term metaphysical poets? Dr. Samuel Johnson coined the term metaphysical poets. Write two names of the members of the Spectator Club. Two members of the Spectator Club are Sir Roger de Coverley and Sir Andrew Freeport. Who was the first Governor-General of India? Warren Hastings was the first Governor-General of India. When did Edmund Burke deliver his famous speech on Fox East India Bill? On 1st December 1783, Edmund Burke delivered his famous speech on Fox East India Bill. তো এখানে আমি 2012 থেকে 17 পর্যন্ত প্রিভিয়াস ইয়ার ব্রিফ কোশ্চেনগুলো নিয়ে ডিসকাস করলাম। আই হোপ আপনারা এই ভিডিওটা শুরু থেকে শেষ পর্যন্ত দেখলে লাইন বাই লাইন আপনারা প্রতিটা কোশ্চেনের এক্সপ্লেনেশন ভালোভাবে বুঝতে পারবেন। সো আজকে এই পর্যন্তই, পরবর্তীতে আবার নতুন ভিডিও নিয়ে আসবো। থ্যাঙ্কস এভরিওয়ান।